How are you both doing?
Very well.
We're good.
I want to start by saying congratulations on the show. The first
you.
2 episodes were so well done.
Thank you.
I guess I have to start with Steve. I want to ask you the first question, which is you are a very in-demand actor. I've seen. I mean, just such great work recently. What was it about these scripts and this material that said, I want to make another series?
It was the best writing that I'd seen in a long time, film or otherwise, and as soon as I read the pilot, I was in. And the fact that Jen and Reese were part of this obviously was really important, but I just thought it was great. It made sense to me. It was nuanced and smart and tragic and in parts funny, but it felt alive. It felt very human to me. I thought it was great.
It is very unusual for a show to get a 1-season pickup, let alone a 2-season pickup. What is it like in the writer's room at the beginning, knowing you actually have this much time to sort of tell your story?
It's always better to know how much time you have to tell a story. You will categorically get better stories if you know what end you're writing to. Not that that's the end, but as opposed to thinking, well, if it ends here in the first season, we don't know if we have a second season. If you know you have 2, you can build to the second one during the first one.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of the things I found fascinating is you're doing a morning show, and all of you guys obviously are passionate about certain things, and one of the things that the morning show can do is segments on things you're actually interested in real life, and sort of shine a light on that. Did that actually come up in the writing process at all, things that you wanted to talk about?
Do you mean subjects like, can you give me an example?
Oh, so like in the second episode when Reese is talking about how the 1911 fire and
right,
those kinds of segments in the show where the host can actually...
Yes, it is. It's actually a great forum for talking about a lot of different things that are important to us personally.
Okay. Talk a little bit about how much did you know, you obviously sign on, how much did you know about the full arc of what your character was going to be doing, and how much, can you sort of talk about that, knowing, how much do you know, how much is it script by script?
Carrie and I got together early on.
Yeah.
I'd read the pilot and we met, and you laid out the rest of the season, and we talked about the character's arc and where he was ending up. And so that was even more reason to join, because it's a really interesting road that he travels these episodes.
I have to ask another individual question of you, just because I so love Jon Stewart, and he just directed a film about politics.
Right.
Can you talk about getting to work with Jon on that film?
Completely different experience than working with him on The Daily Show. He was having not that he wasn't having fun on The Daily Show, but it was a grind. It was hard. All of those, he was the show. He wrote almost every bit of it. He was in a completely different creative space, and it was a joy. We were in the middle of Georgia shooting that for a month last year. It was great fun.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
I cannot wait to finish the
Thank you.
series.